What's going on, guys? Ryan with Jedha Patrol back with another video. Today we're going to take a look at several, and I don't even know how many, so you have to wait and find out. We're going to look at several different posing options for your Hot Toys Mandalorian. That's right, guys, Ryan back with another video. I hope you guys are having a good day, and I know a lot of you have recently received your Mandalorian from Sideshow. They started shipping those things out, so if you haven't already checked out my unboxing review, definitely check that out there. Today we're going to take a look at posing it. So we're going to start off kind of simple, then we're going to introduce maybe some other characters. We're going to do some tips and tricks, some little extra items you might want to add to your Mando to make it look even more awesome. So let's go ahead and get started with this very first pose. This one's simple. You don't need to do anything crazy with this one. This one's super easy. Just a simple walking pose. That's all this is. So if you look right here, I've got a little turntable here. We'll rotate this around. Very, very simple. We've got his right leg back. His right leg up front, his left leg back. I got to figure out my left from my right. But left leg back, I actually have, if we move this cape out of the way, guys, I've got this left leg pretty straight as he's pushing off of that a little bit, and then his right leg's coming up with a bent knee. Now, depending on your surface and how level it is, like this isn't the most level thing, you can actually have the knee bent a little bit more and this toe kind of coming up off the ground as he's got a little bit more motion. But if I was to do that on mine, he would actually probably just fall over because this isn't the most flat thing on the world. But simple, right? Both hands, if you guys are curious what hands, I've got the open grasping hands. I'm pretty sure these are the hands that comes with right out of the box, so there's really no need to mess with anything there. And I've got his blaster rifle sitting back here in the back on his strap. And posing tip for you guys, this piece right here, if I can rotate this guy around, this piece right here, this clips in, do not peg that thing all the way. It is super fragile and you might break it, and nobody wants that. So this is about as simple as you can get. I've got this left shoulder going forward, right shoulder going back. I've got bends in both of the elbows, you can see right there. And depending on which direction you're gonna have it displayed, you can have this helmet, I figured out a couple different ways. You can have this helmet looking down and to his left, kind of like he's peering over maybe at some stormtroopers over in the town. Or if you want, let's see if I can rotate him here, you can actually have him just going literally head down, straight down, boom, going forward, just like that. So depending on where you want to look, this pose will actually get you going pretty much right off the bat. Super simple, nothing crazy, but that's the first pose. And guys, I'd like to hear from you down below which one of the poses we do are your favorites, or is your favorite. And if you like videos like this, subscribe, because now's a great time to do that. And let me know if you enjoy the video. But let's get on to pose number 2. All right, so we got pose number 2 going on here. Now, this one's a little bit of a step forward from the last one, and we added something extra to the whole display. So let's take a look at this guy. First off, to make this happen, if you want to take a look, this is all the way around. Look at this display. It is freaking beautiful. So I did break out the pistol blaster, put it in his left hand. The pistol blaster is it's a weird piece in the hand. It doesn't really want to sit right in the hand, so you got to fiddle with it for a little bit to get it to sit right. At least I did. I got this left leg pretty straightforward, and just kind of pretty much all the weight's on the left leg. The right leg is literally bent, so it's just barely touching to give it a little bit of balance. So there you go with that. And I've got him tilted down and to the left, and you can see it right there. And I kind of dig this. So actually, it wasn't very difficult to get the elbow, since it's double jointed elbow, to get that elbow up here high, holding the blaster up there. And I think that looks pretty stinking good right there. Now, you might be asking me, how did you get the cape to do this little flowing thing? This is super simple, guys. I use this all the time, and especially with figures with boots. This is actually quite a simple thing to do. You can see it. It looks pretty fantastic, given some movement in there. But if I rotate this around, all the way around, give you guys a little look. All right, it's gonna be ever so simple. Watch this. I literally have a paper clip. I bent a paper clip. I actually have it tucked into the boot. Let's see if I can get this out here for you guys. I literally have it. This is hard to do with. There we go. I literally have it tucked into the boot, so it's literally in between the pant fabric and the boot. Have it tucked down in there, and thankfully the Mando has a hole in his cape there, so I've got the hole going through the back, and then right here is literally just laying on there. There's nothing really. It's just sitting right there, and you can maneuver it however you like. to, you know, whatever flowing and position you want in there. And obviously, if you're going to have it, you don't want a hole go through there. Come on, Mando, cooperate with me. But that gives us a little bit of movement on your shelf, even though it's you can categorize this as like a museum kind of pose. There's not a whole lot of action in, and because of the fabric material in the suit, you're not going to worry about the double jointed elbow. That's not going to be a problem. But this is simple, easy, nothing too difficult. This is pose number 2. Let's move on to pose number 3. All right, guys, let's go on to the next pose. This thing is so much fun to play with. Honestly, I've actually spent a pretty good amount of time just manipulating it, and one of the things that I really wish they wouldn't have done is added the fat suit, because it's kind of poofy there in the stomach area, but that is what it is. But let's talk about this one, guys. I wanted to have some more movement. I wanted some more in the middle of battle, you know, fighting stormtroopers and whatnot, or remnant troopers, which we're going to break out some extra figures in just a little bit. But I wanted to have, again, some people out there, wanted more dynamic poses. If you want to try this out, this is super actually easy. So just kind of going through here, give you a couple different angles. Once again, we have used the paper clip to make the cape go the way we want it to go. This time, actually, let me rotate this guy around. He's got this elastic strap right here on this boot versus on the left boot instead of the right. So I actually use the elastic strap because that was a little easier to use on the left leg, and I've got the paper clip kind of going out there, and you just kind of manipulate it to however you like and get the folds where you want it to go. But honestly, it looks pretty good. So the left leg we've got kicked out pretty good. Thankfully, because we got a split boot, we can get both feet flat. So that is awesome. So we got this one kicked out fairly straight, and then we got a nice bend in the knee on this one right here, and of course the ankle going that way. I've got most of this weight is actually on this leg right here, with this one just kind of providing some support. We've got the cape again kind of molded off going that way, and I've got him looking down to his left. So I wanted to go ahead and have the double wielding blasters going on here. So I switched hands. I've got his pistol blaster in this hand, and I went ahead and flipped around the blaster rifle for that hand, and pretty cool. So one thing, I was manipulating this thing for a minute, and I didn't really try this earlier, but while I was doing this, the strap that's attached to the blaster rifle is actually on a peg that swivels. So I swiveled that all the way around, and I actually held on to the smallest part to make sure I didn't break anything. Swiveled that around and tucked that back in here, so he actually has that strap in the hand, as you can see right here. And I thought that was better than have it just kind of flopping around out here. I thought that looked kind of weird. So you might want to try that out for your own. And if you want, I guess you can have it, I guess you could use like double-sided tape or something if you want to do that. That doesn't really bother me too much, but I did make that happen. I have not tried to remove that. I don't know if it's removable or not. I'm not going to try it. Maybe somebody out there in YouTube land can tell me. But as finicky as little pieces are, if I was to pull that out and break it, I would just be devastated, and that would suck. So the instructions don't say anything about removing it, so I'm not going to try it. I don't even know. But there we go, guys. There's a pose. Looking awesome right there. I quite like that one. If you guys like that one, let me know down below. This one honestly took about 10 minutes or so, and I think it looks pretty good. If you want, I suppose you could, if you didn't want him looking that way, you could have him looking pretty much straight on. I think looking back the direction looks a little better. If you want to have him kind of going this way, you can do that, depending on where you want him to look in your display. I liked it looking kind of more back. I just thought that was a little better look for me. But that's me. You guys would do something else with you. You can mold it, you can tweak it, do whatever you want with your own pose, but have fun with it. And let's go ahead and get on to the next one. All right, guys, next pose we got a running pose. This is gonna be a little bit more action. I decided to go ahead and bring out the display stand, which honestly, I'm gonna break out another type of display stand for the next pose, or 2 or 3, or however many I end up doing. But this one right here, guys, I've got display stand. I actually have the regular crotch grabber going on right there, and I've got him in more of a running pose. So a couple things going on with this one. One, he is definitely supported by the display stand because there's not much weight going on at all on this foot right here. The ankle on the bend is pretty strong as far as the angle on the ankle, and there's not a whole lot of weight going on right there. So I got that one. This right leg's actually pretty straight. Whether you want him to have right or left, you can flip it however your display you want it to be. I said I go right. So this leg's pretty straight. We've got this left leg bent in pretty good. Again, you can see there's a pretty good separation there. There's not a whole lot of weight going there. Really just barely touching that sand base, which honestly I've told you guys I hate these bases because of the footprints, and they're just stupid. But anyways, I got a pretty decent torso twist going on right here, as you can see, as he's kind of looking back towards that direction where he's going. I've got the blaster pistol going on here. I went ahead and put the rifle back on the back, and I left out the pin this time as far as the paper clip. Left that out. I was going to have a little action going on with the cape, but decided not to. I decided to leave it out of there. But I did decide to put the detonator in the other hand. You can see right there, I've got the detonator going on. So overall, I think that's a pretty simple pose. You could leave it like this for a very long period of time, not worry about anything with going on with this. If you wanted to put some movement here on this cape, you can certainly do that. But this one's pretty simple for beginners, and depending on which way you want him to look. So I've got him looking that way. If you want him to go like forward, I guess you could do that too. You could have him going kind of like that as well. Depending on which direction you want him to look at, he could be going that direction, right? So you want if you're going to do a running pose, just think about how you normally run. If you've got one leg going backwards, your arm typically is going towards the opposite direction. So if you have that going on, you should be in good shape, which is why I've got left leg front, left arm back, and you've got that going on. And depending on where you want him to maneuver, you can have the arms going whichever way you want. You can have him really looking whichever way you want. You can have him almost like he's pushing off of that leg right there, and he's going that direction. So it's actually pretty versatile depending on which way you want him to look. But the main part is just really getting him balanced on that crotch grabber and having him going, in a way that makes sense. So be careful when you're posing this guy. As far as the torso twist goes, do not grab onto the bandolier or anything. Just be careful where you're grabbing and twisting, and you should be fine. But I think honestly, whichever direction you want him to go, if you have him going this direction, you might want the cape going off, a little this direction. If you have him going this way, I think this is a pretty decent pose. We're definitely going to get more dynamic as we move along. Yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know. Let's get on to the next one. Next up, we've got an additional figure for the display. We've got Mando versus a Remnant Trooper. So I figured it would be kind of fun to introduce another character, maybe play off, maybe have a little fight scene going on here. And because Mando is such an awesome character, and fighting is his thing, so let's just make it happen. So I've got a Remnant Trooper. By the way, my second Remnant Trooper should be here soon, shipping from Sideshow. Thankfully, I was able to get two of them before they waitlisted. But here we go, guys. I'm going to turn this guy around. I've got the mistake of the Remnant Trooper putting his hand on Mando's shoulder. It's not going to go well from him in the next couple poses, so we'll see how those play out. But if you got a figure and you want them to interact on your display, I think it's a great way to do so. And because characters interact in films and TV shows and whatever. But here's Mando again. Remnant Trooper's got his hand on his shoulder. Bad move for him. Honestly, he thinks he's got him pinned down with that blaster there, but it is not. It is not actually going to work out so well for him. So just in case you want to know what I've got going on here, Mando's just kind of like, what the hell, dude? Really? Are you serious right now? Are you serious? This is what you want to do this? And remember the first episode, second episode, he says, oh, that was the first episode. I like those odds, right? So that's kind of cool. But right here, we've got this guy looking awesome. He really has just got just a simple pose, guys. There's nothing crazy going on here. Got most of the weight going on this back right leg. I've got his blaster at the ready. I did take his rifle off of him. I found a little distracting for this particular display, so I took that off of him. And then he is just ready to strike with this Remnant Trooper right here. So I'm not sure how this fight's going to go down. If you think you know who's going to win, go ahead and comment down below. We'll see how it goes. But we're going to have some fun with this and see if we can't get a little fighting pose off going on right now. And the next thing you know, we've got a fight broke out in the cantina. Look at this thing. It's flipping. I'm happy about this one, guys. I'm actually pretty stoked about this pose. Mainly because it requires no stand. Look at the balance. Look at the balance going on this bad boy. That is sick. So obviously we got a good amount of weight going on this this left leg right here. We do have a bend going on here. The cape, I don't really feel like needs a whole lot of action here. He's pretty much holding this stormtrooper at bay, and it's pretty sick. So I decided to break out the blaster rifle. He's got him in a chokehold. Things have gone very, very wrong for this trooper. He's had a bad day. He thought he was going to do okay, but it just didn't work out for him. So if you guys want to get the actual details of this, honestly, what I did, I just got balanced the Mando as best I could, knowing I wanted him to be pulling back on the rifle in a chokehold with that rifle. So I had to get those shoulders back. I got a little bit of a torso twist towards the right side. So we got a nice little S curve going on here, as my buddy Terry likes to have. So we've got that going on. And we've got one hand of the Mando up top on this end of the rifle. I got one hand underneath. I debated on whether both hands should be on top, but honestly, it worked out pretty good though, that way. Blaster rifle in the Remnant Trooper's hands. Obviously, I wanted this bend. I thought that was important to have some bending going on here. I thought if both legs were kind of straight out, it would look kind of weird. But he's got to be, I felt like that was the right call to move there. And then we've got more of a straight leg going on this side. And then he's got this hand right here just kind of reaching up, kind of trying to save himself, which is, I don't know if it's going to work or not. We'll see in the next pose. But guys, let me know if your thoughts on this particular pose. Will you try this one out? I don't really think it was all that difficult. I think it's definitely doable. You just got to be mindful of the little bits and pieces that are on Mando so you don't break those off while you're trying to pose them. But this is what I'm talking about. Having characters interact is just so much flipping fun. And this is why I love 6-scale figures, man. I'm telling you, I love just interacting with these guys. And let me rotate this guy around one more time. Give you guys a good, even at that angle. I mean, imagine this on your display just like that. And maybe we've got 2 or 3 or 4 other Remnant Troopers around. Sick display. So I'm pretty stoked with this. I don't know where this fight's going to end up from here, but so far it's not really looking good for our Remnant Trooper. Mando is definitely in charge. So let's move on to the next pose. All right, so it didn't work out so well for the Remnant Trooper. I think you guys probably predicted that was going to happen, honestly, but this is what we ended up with. So Mando has successfully stolen the Remnant Trooper's blaster, and man down. Just saying, man down. So here we go, guys. I've got Mando in a towering, confident, badass pose, ready to destroy this here Remnant, and he's pretty much done. He's taken his blaster, and he's taken his rifle, thrown it over his shoulder, which I actually like that pose quite a bit. The hand I used to actually make this happen is not the trigger hand. This not down. It's actually just the open hand to hold on for that. I have tucked the strap for this inside the hand. If you guys want to see how I've got that, I actually have the strap inside the hand. I've used that on a previous pose, I think, but I really like how that looks. I've got one leg obviously tucked in here as more interaction with the figures, and I've got on the trooper. If you guys want to back this up, if you guys want to know how to have a dead trooper, this is not something I really pose all that often, but I thought it was important to have at least 1 foot down, even though that peg is kind of weird looking right there. I think it's fine. I don't think it's really too crazy, but you want pretty much all the joints articulated for the most part, and then the Remnant Trooper's kind of looking down, and then usually I'll have a little slight bend in the arms, but I thought honestly this straight elbow look kind of looked, I think it looked okay for Mando as he's looking down about to take out this Imperial. And I think this looks pretty freaking sick. Guys, if you enjoy videos like this, let me know. They take quite a long time to make, honestly. A very long time, actually. In fact, longer than most. So if you like these kind of videos, I need to know. Hit the thumbs up button, comment down below, let me know about that. If you haven't already, join the Facebook group, Jedha Patrol. There's a link for that down below. And also, if you decide you want to pick up either one of these figures or any other figures from Sideshow Collectibles, use my affiliate links down below as well. Helps out the channel, doesn't cost you a dime, and helps us to be able to give stuff away and those kind of things. So super fun fact for that. Mando is currently shipping at Sideshow. You can pick him up. The Remnant Trooper is waitlisted, unfortunately, so I've got a a little bit of a video coming to talk about that. We'll talk about that soon. But if you haven't already subscribed, guys, please do so. We're on our way to 50,000. It's going to be amazing. And on our way to 100K. So looking forward to that. And I'm excited about this. I wanted to take some time to make this video happen. And we did it. And maybe we'll do a round 2. I don't know, as I spend more time with this figure. When we get the heavy Mando and when we get IG-11, and we got all kinds of posing possibilities. When the second Remnant Trooper in here, maybe we have some more posing opportunities with that. But I'm super excited about how this turned out. Guys, let me know. I would love to see your poses. Post them on Instagram with the hashtag Poser of the Week. And I'd love to see your Mando poses in there on Instagram. So guys, as always, collect what you like. Play with your figures. See you next time.